Chilly tomorrow morning. Maybe the coldest we've been so far this season across New Mexico.
Yeah, we're feeling it.
For sure. This is all thanks to that storm system that wrapped up this morning. Dropped several inches of snow up into the northern mountains. You can get a couple glimpses of the Moreno Valley in this time lapse from the top of the Angel Fire Ski Resort. But most of the day today, we were just socked in the clouds across the northern mountains. Now, those clouds are clearing out tonight, and that's going to set up some perfect conditions for some bitterly cold air tomorrow morning. However, tonight with those clear skies, gave us a chance to see the full moon out there. The full moon in December is called a cold moon, and again, pretty fitting for the cold air that has moved into New Mexico. But this is a viewer or picture sent to us of the full moon rising over the Sandias earlier tonight. It was incredible out there. There you could see Sandia Resort and Casino, and then of course the Sandias and the moon rising over them. This is what it looked like from space today, though, looking down over New Mexico on satellite. You can see the clouds clearing out from New Mexico this afternoon and into this evening, eroding away out into eastern parts of the state. And what's left behind underneath those clouds is snow covering the state from the Sacramentos to the East Mountains into northern New Mexico. The East Mountains are right there, so Albuquerque's right there. You could even see a little bit of the snowfall earlier this morning on satellite, but then you could also see the foot of snow that fell out of the East Mountains. Officially, though, we had our first measurable snowfall of the season here in Albuquerque today. 1.6 inches of what's going to go down in the record books. And this is right around average. We typically see our first measurable snowfall here in Albuquerque around November 27th. So I think this is still within that window of pretty close to average. It's the first time we've seen measurable snowfall since April earlier this year, but skies continue to remain mostly clear tonight across New Mexico. Temperatures this afternoon were well below average in the wake of this storm system. Stayed in the 30s in northern New Mexico, mid 40s from Gallup to Albuquerque, Tucumcari, even into southeastern New Mexico. And now tonight, over half the state is already down below freezing. We're even in the 20s in northern parts of the state, with some teens already starting to move into Gallup. Taos, it's 14, 16 in Raton, single digits up in Alamosa. Roswell is already down to freezing tonight, and tomorrow morning is going to be bitterly cold. Temperatures dropping into the 20s, teens, and even some single digits across the state. So be sure to bundle up before heading out the door. We'll start to see some slightly warmer weather return tomorrow afternoon with this west-northwesterly jet stream that'll be crossing New Mexico. With some of those stronger upper-level winds, they can sometimes make their way down to the ground. It's cold. That's what's going to happen tomorrow, especially to eastern New Mexico, where we could see a few breezy wind gusts as high as 25 to 35 miles per hour. But that westerly downsloping wind helps to bring in some warmer temperatures into the lower elevations of southern and southeastern New Mexico, where highs could climb as much as 20 degrees over today, into the 60s into southern parts of the state, while the rest of New Mexico will be looking at high temperatures a couple degrees to as much as 10 degrees warmer than this afternoon. But unfortunately, this is the way our pattern looks like it's going to stay now, heading into the middle of the month at least. Good confidence that we're going to hang on to above average temperatures across the entire state. And we're already going to start to see those move in again early next week. And that's going to stick around potentially for a while too. And unfortunately, it's also trending much drier. Not a single chance for snow or rain in the forecast anywhere in New Mexico now for the next week. And like I said, that could stick around through at least the middle of December. But it is going to get cold tonight. Teens in southern Colorado, teens in single digits in northwest New Mexico, and then into the 40s tomorrow afternoon. Looking at freezing temperatures even all the way down to the Texas state line and the Mexican border early tomorrow. 20s in Roswell, 60s in the afternoon though. And by next Wednesday, we'll actually see highs in the 70s in southeastern parts of the state. We do get a cold front to move in Saturday night, but it's only going to affect eastern New Mexico by dropping high temperatures about 5 to 10 degrees. Unfortunately, no moisture behind that front. Angel Fire 6 degrees below zero tomorrow morning and just barely climbing above freezing in the afternoon. Even Santa Fe is going to stay in the 30s tomorrow. We'll get down into the teens tonight out into the East Mountains and may even see a few teens here in the metro tomorrow morning. Again, some of the coldest air we've seen so far this season. We'll be back in the mid 40s tomorrow, 50s this weekend, and then up to 60 degrees on Wednesday.
All right, good stuff, Grant. Thank you.